Welcome to episode 1 of Newcomb Spring's Kando Tech Tuesday. To kick off the series, we will be diving into the set removal process. We are excited you are here and hope this video clears up some questions you may have. You may have heard set removal referred to as removing the set, pre-setting, pre-stressing, or scragging. Although this process goes by a few different names, they all refer to what we're covering in this video. The act of set removing a spring, in simple terms, is compressing a spring from its free length or relaxed state to its solid height or fully compressed state, and then release back to its free length. So why would we want to do this? Once the spring gets pressed to its solid height, it can then operate at higher load capacities without the concern of overstressing it. How can simply compressing the spring do this, you might wonder? To ease into the more technical explanation of set removing, think of a slinky. You can stretch the coils, but the slinky is only designed to handle a threshold of force before it does not work properly anymore. In technical terms, this is when work hardening, or plastic deformation, occurs at a physical level between the atoms of the spring. The spring has surpassed its elastic limit, or the ability to stretch without being permanently deformed, and will not return to its original physical state. This occurs because we have surpassed its load capacity and stress threshold to the point of no return. Set removing a spring is only beneficial when the spring is overstressed, as it makes the spring take a set, which means that it does not return to its original height afterward. This is a form of plastic deformation among the spring's atoms, like what we covered briefly with our slinky example. This is important because it helps the spring handle more strain. After compressing an overstressed spring to its solid, the spring returns to its relaxed state shorter in height. Plastic deformation occurs within the spring's atoms due to this influx of stress, and this is how the spring is shortened. This then increases the spring's operating stress-strain threshold to the preferred range as seen in the graph. However, if too much stress is applied, the spring will surpass the preferred range and become overly deformed and will not function as intended. By set removing the spring, it can work effectively in a safer range of compression, which allows it to handle even heavier loads without being in the danger zone of being compressed too much. In other words, set removing simply increases the stress tolerance and in turn, life cycle of a spring. So, when is it recommended that you include set removing in your spring's design? It's especially recommended for applications where the spring's reliability, performance, and longevity are critical. For example, especially in the medical and aerospace fields, there is a vital need for the component to perform exactly as intended time and time again without unexpected variations. By set removing, this takes out much of the unexpected changes that can happen to a spring over time, like how the free length of a spring changes while setting a spring. Safety critical systems is another example. You see this a lot with springs used in automotive components and emergency response devices. By including this process, you are essentially adding another layer of protection to the spring's performance. High cycle springs, like those featured in engine valves and relays, also benefit from this process. This is where the spring is being compressed and uncompressed many times, and set removing decreases the likelihood of fatigue failure during the life cycle of the spring. The last example we'll cover in this video is for load-bearing springs, like what is used in heavy machinery, elevators, and construction equipment. By set removing the spring, you increase the likelihood that the spring can handle the expected load threshold without becoming overcompressed and deforming. We hope you enjoyed this video on what set removing is. Newcomb Spring has the capability to add set removing to your design. If you want more info on this process, or would like a quote on your design, contact us at the link in the description. You can find our products, capabilities, locations, and more at newcombspring.com. Please comment below the next topic you want to see covered in one of our Kando Tech Tuesday videos, and stay tuned for more spring industry content. Thanks for watching.